I'm in a canoe on the Avon River, not far from the town of Northam. And it's a beautiful morning, and you might think I'm out to have a pleasurable time, but actually I'm working, because here in the Avon River grows a very serious weed. The weed is called Bridal Creeper, and it is a weed of national significance. So therefore, it is a subject of a lot of survey and control work. It favours moist, cool environments, so it's very much at home along the banks of the Avon River here. And you don't have to travel very far upriver to find where the Bridal Creeper is growing. A large part of the Bridal Creeper program is to map and plot the density and extent of the infestation up and down the river. Normally a good pair of walking boots would be enough, because you can walk along the banks of the river and the channel is quite narrow. But here, this is a rather special part of the river where the river widens out. It's created in part by the construction of the northern weir, so we have a big backup of water here. And there is a series of islands, which the only way to get to is by canoe or kayak, and a lot of Bridal Creeper grows on the islands. And what is really special about the islands is it creates wonderful wildlife habitat, and a lot of birds, water birds, can be found in here. Many of them breed on these islands. Bridal Creeper originates from southern Africa, and there are records of it being in Australia from as early as the 1850s. It was very much favoured as a garden plant, and because the foliage is quite attractive, it was used in bouquets, hence the name Bridal Creeper. But that's where the beauty of the plant ends as far as we're concerned, because it has now escaped from gardens and infests large areas of bushland, particularly along waterways, and is posing a major threat to the wildlife and biodiversity of these areas. Here we see a particularly dramatic demonstration of Bridal Creeper infestation along the river. It's combined with another weed, bamboo, and it's not unusual to see the Bridal Creeper growing alongside and intertwined with such weeds as tamarisk, bamboo, boxthorn. So it's a dramatic demonstration of the weed problem that we have in the Avon River. We're on one of the main islands in the channel, and we're about to conduct a survey here for Bridal Creeper. The position of every Bridal Creeper plant that I come across is recorded by GPS, and this is later plotted on a map. But it's a lot of area to cover, some 180 to 200 kilometres of river, so there's a lot of walking and GPS work involved. But even at this stage we're starting to form a map which demonstrates the extent and the density of the Bridal Creeper infestation. This is a fairly typical infestation of Bridal Creeper found along the Avon River, particularly on these islands. But because it's late November, you will see that the Bridal Creeper is starting to wither and die off. But what's happening is that it'll slowly dry off, but it will remain alive because the plant is supported by a huge mass of tubers. In fact, 90% of the Bridal Creeper's biomass is under the ground. And you will see the red berries are starting to form. This is a dangerous time because the birds are attracted to the red berries to feed on them, and they transport the seeds far and wide, not only up and down the river, but into the hinterland as well. Only 2 or 3 weeks ago these plants were very lush and green, and they've started to die off rather rapidly. Come autumn next year, they will bounce back again and continue to grow. And that's the cycle pretty much of the bridal creeper in a seasonal sense. The project is very much community group driven, because not only will we be relying on the information forwarded to us from the community groups about the existence of these weeds in the river, but they are an essential part of the program, and we are prepared to supply community groups with equipment such as GPS units and, like I say, support if they can get out there and give us information regarding the presence of these weeds. And of course we're more than willing to receive any amount of help we can in actual physical work of the weed control and weed removal, because it is a very big task and it's beyond the scope of one small non-government agency and 2 or 3 people that are directly involved with it. I think this heightened awareness will really contribute significantly to future control of bridal creeper, and I'm hopeful that we'll reach a point where bridal creeper will not become out of control in the river. There's all sorts of conditions you have to deal with when you are hunting for bridal creeper along the Avon River. It can be searingly hot. You can have rain like we just had now. Get stuck in the mud. Your kayak and canoe might capsize. You've got tiger snakes to contend with, to name but a few of the pleasures. But nothing will stop us in our hunt for bridal creeper.